Hello everyone, hola, and welcome to my channel, Uncensored with 7K. I am 7K, a relationship, life, and manifestation coach. I combine the teachings of all three to offer you the best experience to bring in the life success and love that you so much want, need, and desire. All right, guys, listen, this video is going to be extra juicy because it is going to focus on the number one fear and question that most people have when someone they love has ended the relationship. And that question is, Sevyn, if I go in no contact or when I'm in no contact, will my ex, better known as the dumper, forget me? Are they going to move on from me, move on forever from this relationship and land in the arms of someone else because they're not hearing from me, because I'm not taking action? And so before I answer this question, guys, I'm going to explain to you today a few phenomenons that occurred to the person that has left you and their journey through these experiences and emotions so that you can understand that your fear couldn't be furthest from the truth. I know that no contact is a huge selling point on YouTube for a lot of relationship coaches, oftentimes used as a gimmick to promote go no contact, get the ex back. And I will say that no contact as it pertains to why I teach it is number one, primarily for you. And that is so that you can gain clarity, space, and perspective from the relationship, from the breakup, from this person to help you gain your confidence and self-esteem back and work on you, become a better version of you, and work out the kinks of your past and traumas and all of the things that can dramatically help improve the quality of your life and what you have to offer. Sort of like a moment of reinvention for yourself. The byproduct of all that, with your silence and respecting the choice of this person to want to be back to Singleville, is what actually gains the momentum of bringing them back. So keep in mind, no contact is for you, and the byproduct of no contact, radio silence, and coming off the grid is what's going to draw the ex back. So let's talk about why this happens and the phenomenon behind it so that if you're not in no contact, you can go in no contact and begin working on you and the healing process. So when a person has decided that this relationship that they're in no longer works for them, they have come up with all sorts of reasons why you're no longer it. Attraction has fallen. Maybe they're on social media and they're seeing all the other things that people are experiencing. They're single friends. Who knows? They've conjured up all sorts of experiences that they're missing out on, that this relationship is stopping them from experiencing whatever it is that they're fantasizing about. And over time, days, weeks, months, years, this feeling, this overwhelming feeling of I'm never going to experience these things being in this relationship starts to overcome them, and they eventually have to come to the conclusion that it's time to walk away. They're going to have a fear of hurting you. They're going to have a fear of the reaction of the breakup. Because in general, guys, when two people break up, there's still love there. And as long as the person that they're leaving wasn't abusing them or a horrible narcissist or a dramatic cheater, they still love you. They care for you. And you're a great person for all intents and purposes. Yeah, you had some bumps in the road and maybe some things changed that caused them to lose interest or attraction for you or the relationship or your future plans. But in general, you're a good person, so they don't want to hurt you. And they don't want to deal with the drama of the breakup. They don't want to deal with the aftermath of ending their relationship. And this is what takes them so long. Yes, you do feel like it's sudden. A lot of people say, Sevyn, it was sudden. It happened. I didn't even see it coming. But trust me, guys, when a person breaks up with you, it's not something that they think of on a Monday and execute on a Friday. This is something that takes time. And of course, they're also a little bit concerned of the unknown. If they've been in a committed relationship for months and years, they got to deal with this dating world in 2023. And it is not an easy dating scene anymore. So they end the relationship and they are overwhelmed with this sense of relief, power, they feel more attractive than you, more successful than you. They're going to have an air of superiority. So if you haven't seen the dumper to dumpee timeline video, please go watch it on my channel. It gives you a better idea of what the dumpee and the dumper go through simultaneously, and gives you a better idea of what I'm explaining to you guys. But in any event, they're going to feel superior to you. They're going to feel that you're inferior to them. And while these things are not true, it's just what they feel and how they're processing the breakup and how they feel about themselves. So they're off in the world experiencing all these things that they called extraordinary. And over time, life starts to set back in, and they finally realize that you are gone, because what they expected was for you to kick and scream and beg and cry and plead and chase. And maybe you did do that in the beginning once they broke up with you, the days and weeks following the breakup. You're doing exactly what they expected. And in their mind, you're going to do this forever. So when you finally go in no contact, you're exhausted, you're drained, you're not getting the results that you want, and you finally respect their choice. You finally give them the breakup. You finally take your power back and refocus on you, working on you, and moving on to becoming a better version of you. And they start to sniff this evidence. They start to see this evidence, and they realize, oh my God, my person is not calling anymore. They're not texting. They're not chasing. They're not stalking my social media. They're not calling my friends and family. They're not showing up. What is going on? Did they ever really love me? Were they really attracted to me? Did they want this breakup? And so what occurs to them during the phase of concern is a phenomenon called cognitive bias. That is the first phenomenon that happens in the stage of concern. You've gone radio silent. You are off the grid. You are off working on you, working on living your best life. They didn't expect that. So let me talk about what cognitive bias is, because a lot of you, all of us have experienced it. We just probably didn't know what it was or what it's called. So I'll give you a quick example. You maybe have gone to a restaurant where the seating took forever. Following the delayed seating, the service was horrible. You finally sit down, you are starving, and they serve you this plate of food, and to your surprise, the food is incredible. Despite how incredible the food is, you're complaining and you're telling your friends and family while at the restaurant, and even right after leaving, I will never go to this restaurant again. The seating was horrible. The service was horrible. And over time, one day, you start to think of this restaurant, and all you can think about is this amazing plate of food. You, for some reason, cannot think about or feel the impact that the delayed seating and the service that was horrible had on you. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called cognitive bias. What ends up happening is, as a coping mechanism, your brain will begin to dilute the negative experience in that circumstance. And to help you make a judgment call or a so-called rational objective decision, the best way that your brain can help you do that is to dilute or minimize or completely exclude the negative impact that that experience had on you. So with that said, you end up going right back to this restaurant and going through the delayed seating again and the horrible service, because all you could have focused on was that amazing plate of food. That is what happens to your ex. When they go into the stage of concern and worry that they're going to lose you, they start to miss you, they start to regret the breakup, they go through cognitive bias. They cannot remember, or they diluted a lot of the negative stuff that occurred between you and them that caused the trigger of the breakup. So this intensifies their need to want to see you, talk to you, be around you. And then that brings them into the next phenomenon, which is called the halo effect. And the halo effect is where they become extremely nostalgic about you. You become a fantasy to them because all that was good becomes intense and becomes better. So if you were a good cook, now in their mind, your food was incredible. If the sex was pretty okay, In their mind, they fantasize about this incredible sex that you guys shared. If the conversations you guys shared were okay, now in their mind, through the halo effect, your conversations were out of this world. So when you combine the cognitive bias effect and phenomenon with the halo effect, and they begin to become nostalgic and fantasize, they will break. And this is where your ex/the dumper begins to initiate contact. So to answer your question, guys, no, they will not forget about you. The complete opposite will start to happen, but only when you allow them to go through these emotions and this experience. And the only way, guys, that they're going to experience these phenomenons and emotions and the desire to reach out is if you give them the breakup, give them your absence, and focus on you. Focus on you and your children, your passions, your hobbies, your life, your health, your aesthetics. And when they finally realize that they caused this to happen, that you are gone because they chose for you to be gone, and that you have respected yourself and them enough to give them this choice that they made, and they are experiencing the consequences of their choice, then and only then will they crave you, miss you, desire you, regret leaving you, and begin to initiate contact. Now, YouTube promotes no contact in a way that for many people, it's embedded in their mind that it's just a method to get the ex back. So I read a lot of my comments. I probably read all my comments. And a lot of times I see people saying the no contact rule didn't work on my ex. They're stubborn. It didn't work on them. They never called me. They never texted me. And, I tried doing this and I tried doing that. Well, guys, the reason that no contact doesn't have an effect is because you're not allowing the absence to happen. People, listen, we're folks of energy, where human beings are connected by energy, and people can feel your energy even if they're not physically in your presence. So if you're sitting around doing absolutely nothing but moping and crying over them and staring at your phone, hoping that every ping and noise that comes through that text is them, they're going to feel that. The same way they're going to feel when you disconnect the energy. They're going to feel that. Haven't you guys heard of stories where the moment a person moves on to someone else, the ex pops up? Guys, it is not a coincidence. When I start teaching you the art of manifesting, the power of manifesting, you're going to understand energy. So when you cut the energy, sincerely cut the energy and focus it back on you and allow them to go through these emotions and these phenomenons and give them that space, they will reach out. So please know that the answer to your question is no. When you go in no contact, they will not forget you. They will actually remember, want, and think of you more. So I hope this video helped you guys. Make sure you leave your questions and comments below. For one-on-one coaching, the details are in the description of this video. If you are financially not in a position to hire me to coach you or give you one-on-one sessions, watch my videos. It's free content. Hopefully it's enough to help you go through the process and apply these techniques that are going to help you and encourage you to become a better version of you, feel normal again, and be able to move on to the next chapter of your life, even if that means reconciliation or maybe a new person or maybe Singleville. Who knows, guys? But take advantage, because I put a lot of inspiration and passion by personal and professional experience. In any event, guys, remember that you guys have the power, and on to the next video.